not a very good video producer to start with. I have produced, I just say I've been going live for 3 minutes. Oh, I don't know. In December, using Blender, I designed and I 3D printed some things. Now I don't see my video. I don't know where the heck it went or if I'm still live. Don't know. Don't care. So I have produced some 3D printed objects through a company known as Shapeways using the versatile plastic, the standard white stuff. I have the 2-tile pieces. I was having difficult designing the 3-tile pieces, so I settled with the 2-tile pieces and called it good. They snap together, and I have the standard single-tile pieces. I adjusted the tolerances of the tiny little pegs that stick up and the holes to make sure that when I stuck them together they'd have a good grab, and it seems like they've got the right amount of grab. They might be hard to pull apart once they're together, so I don't plan to shove them together just yet. And there's a tiny little hole in the center in which I'm going to be sticking in some tiny magnets. So Total Element sells these wonderful little 5mm sphere magnets. You got a north and a south pole to them, and they stick together. You can break them off, and they kind of fun. You can make some things with them. You could make a little pentagon, add another one to it, and they pretty much automatically change in shape. Add a 7th one. Now you got a heptagon. But I digress. So I sized these little holes to match these little 5mm size magnets. So I will stick it in the hole. The goal of using little sphere magnets is that they're going to turn and adjust their position inside the piece so that correct polarity will line up. So, and then they snap right together. Seems to make a pretty good hold. You can see some minor bulges where the holes are. They have pushed the plastic out just slightly, but it's a standard little dodecagon tile. Now with the double piece, I'm going to stick a little magnet. Oh, that one dropped and went back to the other ones. Little magnet there. Oh, I need to hold them a little farther away, I guess. This seems like it's not as deep as the other one, even though it's the same dimensions. When you 3D print things, they're never perfect. They're always off a little bit. Hey. They wanna keep jumping into each other. This might be harder to assemble than I thought. Maybe we gotta get tricky. There, we're gonna use a piece of metal under it so that the magnets are holding to the metal and they're not gonna go jumping into each other. Now I'm going to put the top on. Somehow my holes are different and they ain't going together. So something came out wrong in this 3D print. best we can with this little demonstration. It's not going the way I wanted it to go, but somehow the individual one came out just fine. The idea is that there should be enough tolerance, the holes should be big enough so that the little magnet will rotate in there and it will stick to the other pieces. I can flip it. There's like less than a millimeter of distance in the thickness of this piece at the moment, so the sphere magnet is right next to the metal almost, just through a little bit of plastic. And I can flip it and it will adjust. Oh, it's not going to another magnet at the moment, but with this, for example, connect there, and then I can flip it upside down and it'll connect there, and the little magnet, no, it didn't want to flip right there, should be rotating inside so that the same polarity is, well, the opposite polarity is there to grab. As you would start to stack these on top of each other higher and higher, you have a set polarity because it's going to stay in line with the other ones as it's lined the polarities up north, 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 north. And it's, if you're trying to connect pieces that have opposite polarities, they're probably not going to go together, but individual piece by piece applied to the terrain you build with these should, the polarities should adjust and they should be able to stack up and build and hold. And you could attach this to a whiteboard or something, or a refrigerator, and the pieces with the little magnets inside of them, so there's an assembly process to make every piece, would adjust, and you'd be able to stack the pieces out from the board. And depending on how strong the little neodymium magnet spheres are, how many you stack on top would probably affect how far out from the surface you're going to get, based on how, gravity is. Oh, what is the word? Which way gravity's pulling. If it's upside down, you might get several down, but if it's sitting flat like that, you can stack a lot. But it should help align them, and then yet having the general dodecagon shape, they should set right into each other all right. If they're set like that, setting like that and putting another one right here, you have a little gap between them, but it's a minor gap, negligible gap. Ones and twos are the basic pieces. I kind of want to make bigger ones. I just have to figure out how to line all the little pegs up because I didn't want to arrange very nicely earlier. I'm very troubled. This did not want to make the holes the correct size for me. I'm not sure what to do about that. So I need to make the tolerances larger on this one and on the 1-inch one. If I just take those out and gotta line them up so that there's a peg on top and there's a hole on top there, and then you can line them up. Oh, these ones don't want to go together. There's something off. The hole is too small on one of these, and I think I see the ones in the middle. They didn't want to be bigger. Well, it is a prototype, as I said, but as long as the pegs and the holes have their tolerances adjusted, and the holes in the center where the magnets go, the tolerance is adjusted, it should be able to make a nice piece that would push together like one of these. But even if you only had a whole bunch of these of different colors, you got blue ones and you got green ones, you could build a landscape where the green would be ground, and the blue would be water, and you'd stack up the little green ones, and then you stack up the blue ones, and if you had white ones, they could be ice. A lot of potential. What you could do with these to entertain yourself for a while. But there is the prototype. And it sticks to things. And regardless of which side the polarity is, you rotate it. A little magnet inside turns with it, and it will attach. As long as the hole inside the piece is big enough for the magnet to rotate in there, it should be fine. I may make them a slightly thicker with the finished products, and then when I assemble them, I would use some kind of oil or a lubricant inside to coat the little sphere magnet with, so that it doesn't erode and eat away at the plastic as fast. So I assume once the plastic gets eaten away enough, it'll just have a pile of dust in there, and it'll make the magnet have a harder time turning. Possibly. So, but there you go.